AI in the wrong hands, if we're not careful, is dangerous. Being blindly optimistic is just stupid. It is insane the things that you can do. If you've seen it in action, it is breathtaking how fast it will come up with answers.
When you take it, extrapolate it a little bit further out into the future, it becomes 1,000 times smarter than the smartest person who ever lived.
AI, the machines will be smarter than humans as soon as 2029. You're going to have a machine that is smarter than any human on the planet in 8 years' time. Smarts, by the way, is the only evolutionary advantage we had over others.
If you have any kind of creative bone in your body, you should be over the moon excited about AI.
Right now, specific AI is better at humans in almost everything it does. So specific AI has a better result set than any radiologist on Earth.
Intelligence is our superpower, and there is going to be a more intelligent being of our own making introduced to our world in 2029.
They think that by the end of this decade, AGI, so that's a generalist AI, with the computational power and the progression of where this is going, that it's almost certain that by the end of this decade, we get to the point where AI is smarter than humans.
Is AI dangerous? Next to thermonuclear war and an asteroid strike, I'd say it's the most radically dangerous threat that we face as a species. But I'm still super excited. You're terrified of AI right now. You are rational. If you're not at least worried it will take a wrong turn into James Cameron territory, you're not paying attention. To paraphrase Elon Musk, the human endeavor to create AI could be the first step towards a technological utopia or a demon summoning circle. It's not clear which way it will go, but one thing is for sure, we will not control it. And he's right, but the truth is, the genie is already out of the bottle and we are going to have to deal with it. Here's where we're at. God or evolution, however you want to think of it, has imbued us with certain insatiable desires. Things that no matter how many times you do them, you still want more. Hunger, thirst, sleep, and sex, no one argues. But I'd like to add another one to the list that has put us in this situation. The desire for progress. No matter how good things get, we want them to get better. That's led to massively increased lifespan, electricity, landing on the moon, and raising the vast majority of the world out of poverty. For the most part, our insatiable drive for progress is awesome. The modern world really is a miracle. We have buses that can fly, for the love of God, and if people like Eric Weinstein are correct, our thirst for progress will lead us to building technology that doesn't just allow us to fly around the world, it will give us the ability to manipulate time and space itself, propelling us well beyond our solar system at faster than light speeds. All of that progress, though, leaves us with one very uncomfortable question. Are we trying to reach beyond our solar system out of the sense of adventure, or because we know we'll need to escape the sentient killer robots we've created? I fear it's going to be a bit of both. I've made a lot of money and touched a lot of lives by seeing opportunities that others have missed, and I'm telling you right now, despite the dangers we're going to discuss, AI is the opportunity that you've been waiting for. But to avoid AI making the great filter go burr, or simply passing us by as we stand on the sidelines, we have to make a move, get involved, and make sure that we all approach this God-tier technology thoughtfully. Now, nuclear warheads are scary enough, but AI isn't going to be a little smarter than Einstein, it's going to be a lot smarter. Not 5 times smarter, or 10 times smarter, or even 10,000 times smarter. We're talking millions of times smarter. And in case you think I'm exaggerating, futurist Ian Pearson told the World Government Summit that AI could become billions of times smarter than humans. How? Because AI isn't limited by the messy, chemical-laden realities of being a meat bag like we humans are. We have to wait roughly 20 years for the next generation to be born, grow to sexual maturity, and have more kids. AI, on the other hand, is a non-biological system that is only limited by the laws of physics. AI will be able to think at the speed of light and will only be limited by the ever-increasing rate at which it can learn to configure electrons in novel ways. The evolution of AI won't play out over millennia. It will play out first over decades, then over years, then over months, and finally over minutes or even seconds until we reach the technological singularity where AI will be capable of making 20,000 years of human progress overnight.
I really believe we're at a point where we can build the very last human invention, okay? Where we can hand over and it would build a world that is not as dysfunctional as the one we built. And I truly, in my heart, believe this is doable. I truly do. I mean, the scary bit, as I said, is you using the tactics of today's world to wake people up, okay? But I tend to believe that this could be the best thing that ever happened to us.
You are no longer going to be limited by how well you can draw or sculpt in a 3D program, or even by how good you are at photography or filming something. All you have to do is get good at describing in words what you want. You are truly going to be limited only by how well you can phrase a prompt. This is something known as prompt engineering, and myself and many others see prompt engineering as an emerging field that some of the brightest minds will pour into. The only remaining question is, will you be one of those bright minds pouring in, or will you be one of the deer in headlights?
At an economic level, this is scaling human ability, augmenting humans, now our brains, at a rate that we could never have foreseen. What does that mean for us? Well, I just think it's like bringing in a massively new talented labor force at almost zero cost. Some jobs are going to get laid off. I mean, who would have thought that supermodels now get laid off for AI, right? We can't understand this stuff, and we have to be honest with ourselves, say, it's going to do a lot of things. It's going to tear society apart. The rise of deep fakes, and who is who online. How do you verify? We're going into a US election. We have no clue what's a real person, what's not a real person. And so we don't know what's real and what's fake. And it's at scale that we can't comprehend. If we think that the elections in 2016 were complicated with Facebook and all of this stuff, this is going to get terrifying.
A moron is clinically defined as somebody with an IQ of 70. Einstein had an IQ of 160, and the smartest person to ever be recorded is 210. So that means that the difference between the smartest person that ever lived and a moron is 3x. The difference between Einstein and a moron is 2.3x. And when you think about Einstein gave us insights that created the nuclear bomb, nuclear power, lasers, GPS, so much of the modern world that we take for granted from one series of insights from a guy that isn't even the smartest guy that ever lived. And so now, when you start talking about if 2.3x gets us the modern world, what does 1,000 times get us? Like, I have the chills. I don't think people understand the orders of magnitude that we're talking about.